Jungkook gets into a huge fight with HYBE staff after family denied VIP. Have you ever wondered what really goes on behind the glitz and glamour of the world's biggest K-pop groups? What hidden struggles do idols face when the spotlight dims, especially when it comes to their own families? A recent shocking incident involving BTS's Jungkook has ignited fierce debate and emotional outcry among fans worldwide. What could have possibly triggered a massive confrontation between Jungkook and HYBE staff during one of the most significant moments in his life? Why was Jungkook's family denied VIP access to an event meant to honor him? And how did this spark an emotional explosion from an idol known for his calm and composed demeanor? The incident unfolded during Jungkook's military send-off, a deeply personal and symbolic event. This should have been a time of joy, support, and unity with his closest loved ones. Instead, it turned into a tense, emotional battle behind the scenes when the agency's staff refused Jungkook's family VIP access. Official explanations were sparse and vague, citing security protocols and event restrictions, but insiders and fans alike suspect there is more beneath the surface, raising questions about HYBE's priorities and the treatment of their top star. Why would a company renowned for fostering a close-knit artist-family relationship bar the very family of its golden member? This denial struck a raw nerve, stirring speculation of ongoing internal conflicts between Jungkook and management. Could this be a symptom of a deeper rift within BTS's management? What does it say about the pressures idols face beyond the stage, especially when their personal and professional lives collide? Witnesses at the event describe a scene of escalating tension. Jungkook, usually seen as soft-spoken and reserved, reportedly confronted the staff with uncharacteristic intensity. His words, reportedly laced with hurt and frustration, echoed through the venue. "This is my family. How can you keep them away from me at a moment like this?" The moment revealed a rare glimpse of the idol's vulnerability, laying bare the emotional toll of navigating an industry where control often outweighs compassion. This incident has sent shockwaves through the ARMY community. Social media exploded with expressions of disbelief, anger, and solidarity for Jungkook and his family. Fans questioned HYBE's motives and management practices, demanding answers and justice. Hashtags like #RespectJKFamily and #LetJungkook with his family rapidly gained traction, turning a private family dispute into a global conversation about artist rights and humanity within the entertainment industry. Despite the uproar, HYBE's official response remained muted, releasing only a brief statement referencing adherence to security measures without addressing the emotional core of the issue. This silence has further fueled rumors and deepened mistrust between fans and the company. The incident also casts a spotlight on the harsh realities of idol life, where moments that should be sacred become battlegrounds for control and power. How does an agency balance corporate interests with the personal needs of its artists? And what price do idols pay when their most cherished moments are compromised? Moreover, this confrontation may not be an isolated event. Sources hint at underlying tensions between Jungkook and HYBE, involving disagreements over creative freedom, personal boundaries, and contract negotiations. Could this explosive episode be the tipping point of a larger, more complex conflict? How will this affect Jungkook's future with BTS and HYBE? As the story develops, Jungkook's emotional outburst humanizes a global superstar often seen as untouchable. It reminds us that beneath the polished performances and viral moments lies a person grappling with pain, frustration, and the universal desire to be close to loved ones. What will happen next? Will HYBE address these concerns transparently? Will Jungkook's family finally be granted the respect and access they deserve? And most importantly, how will this episode shape the relationship between Jungkook, his family, and his agency moving forward? The tension that erupted between Jungkook and HYBE staff over his family's denied VIP access is more than just a fleeting moment of frustration. It's a window into the complex and often fraught dynamics within one of the world's biggest entertainment companies. Fans and industry insiders alike are asking, why would HYBE risk alienating one of its most valuable artists by standing firm on such a controversial stance? Is this a sign of a power struggle brewing behind closed doors, or a symptom of deeper issues related to control and autonomy that have been quietly simmering beneath the surface for years? What makes this situation especially striking is the emotional weight it carries. Military service in South Korea is a highly respected tradition, but for Jungkook, it also marks a rare and critical pause in an otherwise relentlessly demanding career. The presence of family at such milestones is not just customary, it's essential for emotional support. The agency's decision to restrict his family's access, therefore, felt to many like a profound betrayal, not only of Jungkook but of the bond between idol and fans, who have long celebrated BTS's image of brotherhood and mutual care. Some experts speculate that the incident may be linked to ongoing disputes about Jungkook's future within the company. Rumors have circulated that HYBE is reluctant to lose the control it wields over Jungkook, especially as the idol increasingly seeks independence in his career. Could denying his family access be a calculated move to assert authority, or perhaps a misguided attempt to manage public perception during a sensitive transition period? Further complicating matters are reports that Jungkook's emotional response was not merely a reaction to the denied access, but also an expression of accumulated stress and feelings of isolation. Sources close to the situation reveal that the idol has been struggling privately with the pressures of balancing his duties as a soldier, artist, and public figure, all while facing increasing restrictions on his personal freedom. This raises a broader question. How much do idols sacrifice behind the scenes to maintain their public image? Jungkook's outburst exposes the raw, human side of a superstar often seen as flawless, revealing the cracks in the polished veneer that fans rarely glimpse. Social media reactions have been overwhelming, with fans flooding platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok with heartfelt messages of support for Jungkook and his family. Many emphasize the importance of respecting artists' families and call on HYBE to reconsider its policies. The global ARMY community's unified voice highlights the growing demand for transparency and empathy within the K-pop industry. Meanwhile, HYBE's official silence and minimal communication have only added fuel to the fire. Observers note that the company's lack of a thorough explanation leaves room for speculation and mistrust. Could this be a strategic decision to minimize negative publicity, or does it reflect an inability to address the underlying human issues at stake? As the story unfolds, the incident invites a deeper reflection on the relationship between idols, their management, and their fans. Jungkook's emotional stand may well mark a turning point, not just for his career, but for the industry's approach to artist welfare and agency. What lies ahead remains uncertain, but one thing is clear. Jungkook's fight to protect his family's right to be by his side has struck a chord with millions. It challenges the status quo and forces a critical conversation about respect, autonomy, and compassion in a business often driven by profit and control. The world watches closely now, waiting to see if HYBE will listen to these voices and act accordingly, or if this confrontation signals a deeper fracture that could reshape the future of one of K-pop's most beloved icons. Whatever happens next, Jungkook's story reminds us all that behind every superstar is a human being fighting for love, dignity, and connection. As the dust begins to settle on this explosive confrontation, questions swirl about the long-term implications for both Jungkook and HYBE. Is this the beginning of a new era where artists demand greater respect and autonomy, or will corporate interests continue to stifle individual voices for the sake of control? Jungkook's unprecedented public display of frustration is a stark reminder that idols, despite their immense fame and success, are not immune to the same emotional struggles that ordinary people face. Sources close to the idol suggest that this incident has deeply affected Jungkook, who has always been known for his professionalism and dedication. The frustration over his family's denied access wasn't just about one event. It symbolized years of sacrifice, restrictions, and an ongoing battle for personal space and freedom. For fans who have followed his journey since BTS's debut, this revelation humanizes Jungkook in a way rarely seen before, creating an even stronger bond between the artist and his supporters. Industry analysts are also paying close attention to how HYBE will manage this crisis. The agency has long been praised for its innovative approach to artist management and global expansion, but this conflict highlights potential cracks in its relationship with its artists. The question on everyone's mind is whether HYBE can balance the commercial demands of a global superstar with the personal needs of that individual. The timing of this incident is particularly significant, with BTS members either completing or nearing the end of their mandatory military service. Many speculate that power dynamics within the group and the agency are shifting. Jungkook's assertiveness could be seen as a precursor to more artists asserting their independence as they return to civilian life. Will HYBE adapt to this changing landscape, or will it cling to traditional, rigid structures that may no longer serve its talents effectively? This controversy also invites a broader discussion about the K-pop industry's often intense control over idols' lives. From strict schedules to limited personal freedoms, idols have historically faced immense pressure to conform to an ideal image. Jungkook's outburst may signal growing unrest and a desire among artists to reclaim their narratives. Fans, meanwhile, are mobilizing not just to support Jungkook emotionally, but to demand systemic changes. Social media campaigns, petitions, and vocal discussions about artist rights are gaining traction, indicating a shift in the fandom's role from passive observers to active participants in industry discourse. What's undeniable is that Jungkook's emotional confrontation with HYBE staff has opened Pandora's box. It has exposed raw truths about the emotional toll of fame and the complexities of artist-agency relationships. This moment will likely be remembered as a critical turning point in K-pop history, one that challenges the industry to evolve and prioritize the well-being of its stars. As we watch this drama unfold, the question remains: how will Jungkook and HYBE move forward from here? Will reconciliation be possible, or are we witnessing the start of a more public and possibly painful rift? The world awaits answers, eager to see whether this beloved idol will find the support and freedom he so clearly needs and deserves.